You may be aware that Hunter Biden has some thoughts on you. Shared with a podcaster I do not know and have never heard of. Hold on a second. I'll tell you who he is. His name is Andrew Callahan.
Okay.
It's a 3-hour-long interview. This guy's a comedian and journalist and YouTuber. And Hunter had some thoughts on you, among other issues, including illegal immigration. Here he is.
And he's somehow convinced all of us that these people are the fucking criminals. White men in America are 45 more times likely to commit a fucking violent crime than an immigrant. And the media says, well, you got David Axelrod and, Rahm fucking Emanuel. Was so fucking smart, Rahm Emanuel. And so we got to understand that these people are really mad. And we got to appeal to these white voters. Rahm, the only people that fucking appealed to those fucking white voters was Joe Biden, 81 years old. And he got 81 million votes, and he did not because he appeased their fucking Trumpian sense, but because he challenged it. And he said, you can be an 81-year-old Catholic from fucking Scranton that doesn't understand it, but still has empathy for transgender people and immigrants. Then nobody said, oh, Joe Biden's going to turn us into a socialist state, no matter how much they said it. But these guys think that we need to run away from all values in order for us to lead. I say, fuck you. How are we getting those people back from fucking El Salvador?
Yeah, he's got a potty mouth. Neither you nor I have failed to utter that word in our past. I know this.
But we went 50 minutes here clean.
He's a big fan of it. I don't know. I kind of like Rahm fucking Emanuel. I could see that on a sign, not like a lawn sign for you. Yeah. Your thoughts on his thoughts about you?
I'm kind of feeling for Axelrod right now. He got thrown down in the gutter with me. I've got empathy. I don't. I think we're giving this more time than it's due. That's my own view.
Yeah.
A little empathetic. You have a son who's blinded by his own love for, in effect, and loyalty for his father. And I get that, but not the first phone call I'm going to make for strategery.
Good to hear. He's also been out there and said it there in part that saying the only reason that the Dems lost the last presidential election is because they weren't loyal to his father.
Yeah, Megyn, as you probably know, there's a lot of stories about Dems have to now start swearing to look like they're normal or something like that. I was 30 years ahead of my time. I'm like a good bottle of wine.
Still not normal? Is that
I mean, it's not. We spent 2 minutes way too much time on that.
This isn't about Hunter, but I know your brother Ari, according to the Jake Tapper book, was very outspoken about getting Biden off the ticket, saying he cannot do it. We need a plan. Come up with a real plan. You're not your brother's keeper, but you're Joe Biden's ambassador to Japan. Did you share those feelings?
I was appointed by Joe. I was America's ambassador to Japan.
Thank you.
And that's how I took the role. But I was honored that President Biden selected me. So here's my thing is, look, one, that everybody said, oh, there was a cover-up or whatever. 83% of the American people issued a judgment. If there was a cover-up, the American people were in on it because they had their own opinion. Number two, does this look like subtle, quiet, reserved?
No.
Okay, so number three, I have a general rule. I mean, just look. Oval offices are very seductive. Been in and out of them with two presidents for 8 years. White Houses, one of the challenges they have is not to be as insular as they become. It's pretty clear that both of those qualities played a role here. Now, I slightly disagree with other Democrats. I actually think this was a winnable race. It's pretty clear if you look at the data, it was a winnable race. And the real challenge, in my view, is why Democrats failed. It was not going to be a blowout race, but you could, the data was there and the capacity was there to win, and the Democrats fumbled it.
You think it was winnable with Joe Biden?
No, but it was a winnable race.
Okay.
No.
If there had been some sort of a reset.
Look, 70% of the country thought it was heading in the wrong direction. That's kind of architecturally built in for a challenger. But the day Kamala Harris takes over, the Democrats are down, Biden-Harris are down 8. By the time you get to her debate with Donald Trump, she's up 3. That's not a statistical error. She was running on the economy, running on what I think is the most important issue, that the American dream is unaffordable. It's inaccessible to the American people, and that is unacceptable to us. This shouldn't be that hard. Owning a home has become a struggle.
Yep.
The system is stacked against people. It used to be...
You're not wrong.
Okay, that's the fun. And we went off on all these other tangential. They're telling you what the core thing is. And when Kamala Harris spoke to it, she goes up +3. After the debate, she wanders off into this democracy thing. So in a weird way, when she makes a break with Joe Biden and says, I'm going to be the future, I'm going to be change, she...
But all the answers I don't distinguish my agenda at all from his. But then basically,
debate or from the View performance, she basically, I'm going to be continuity, she goes down. So to me, it tells you that, no disrespect to Hunter Biden's analysis, that this was winnable. Now, I do think there are, below that surface, forget 2024 for 1 second, I think the Iraq war, the financial meltdown of 2008, China into the WTO unchecked, and COVID have fundamentally not only upended our politics, upended our economics, upended our schools, and we haven't yet recovered from...
Totally agree with that.
And
every word.
One, Iraq was built on a lie and a deception, and people responsible for it have never been held accountable. As somebody who in the Obama administration argued for Old Testament justice, the bankers should have been slapped silly on the South Lawn, line them up and just beat the living crap out of them. And they weren't. They were arguing for their bonuses and people lost their homes.
Yep.
Number 3, what we talked about China earlier still applies in this conversation, which is they were cleaning our clocks and we left America basically unilaterally disarmed to face off against China by themselves. And COVID also, and this is where I think Democrats made a mistake, we donned the jacket of the establishment, follow the science, when it's pretty clear, like take schools. COVID, as it relates to young kids, wasn't what it was related to people that were either both ill or old, much older.
And they're still suffering.
And now we have an absentee rate of 20%, and we look at our shoes and we don't want to talk about it. So when you look at those 4 things, that is, to me, the biggest structural challenges of our society, our economy, and our democracy.
Here's the thing I have to ask you. How is it possible for a cisgender, heteronormative male who happens to be Jewish to get the Democrat nominee for president in 2025 America?
Well, that's going to be up to the Democratic voters, but I'm going to make the best case. Yeah, I got that number. Don't worry about that. Look, let's just take like Jewish. Yes, I do, because I will say one thing. When I ran for Congress, my predecessors were Dan Rostenkowski, Roman Baczynski, Frank Annunzio, Rob Mikovich, Flanagan, and along comes Rahm Emanuel. Same thing. There was only 2% Jewish in the district.
But the Dem party has changed on Israel.
I'm going to get right there.
You know that.
I want to say, I've had Nazi insignia sprayed on our fence.
I've seen it.
And I still don't know, somebody go clean it up. So I've seen the best of people. I've seen people look not past faith, or more importantly, not past my faith. Because it is who I am.
Yeah.
My name is Rahm Emanuel, not according to Hunter Biden, but it is who I am. Okay? So I look at that, and my faith and my Jewish education is what led me to public service. And I'm very proud of it. Now, by way, I am the only person who's ever gone toe-to-toe with Bibi Netanyahu. He called me a self-hating Jew publicly.
Oh.
So I support the state of Israel. I support its existence. I support it as a Jewish democratic nation, a sovereign nation, but I am willing, when I disagree, speak about that. And I've said that, but I think so? I do, because in the end of the day, our party believes in both economic kind of equality and also equality in a political system. And this country, this idea, and I say this, I want you to hear, my grandfather came here from Ukraine with nothing. That his grandson, that he used to call a schmuck, could be both a chief of staff to a president, a senior advisor, elected to Congress, the mayor of the city that we called home, and then represent America over. This is the greatest country in the world. Not because of my success, but because of the story and the permission that it has allowed somebody whose own grandfather didn't have a bucket to spit in and a window to throw it out of, could provide that opportunity.
Since President Trump was sworn in, his administration has made enormous progress at a breakneck pace. But don't forget, while they're moving mountains for the good of the nation, you've got your own personal savings to worry about. And one of the best ways to look after your savings is through diversification, particularly with gold, like from Birch Gold Group. In the past 12 months, the value of gold has increased by 40%. OMG. Central banks continue to bolster demand for gold by buying in record quantities. Global instability and tension is high, and Birch Gold makes owning physical gold extremely easy. Easily convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold, or buy some to store in your home safe. Just text MK to the number 989898 and Birch Gold will send you a free info kit on gold. There's no obligation, just useful information. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, take control of your savings today. Text MK to the number 989898. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.